So on another day, I caught her with this individual in our house while my daughter was on the bed with them. Ended up catching it while my daughter was right there on the bed. And you know what she did? Blamed me. Said it wasn't true. Said my ears deceived me, my eyes deceived me. Which goes back to what I was telling y'all earlier. She's the type of person who will say something to you, and 10 to 5 minutes later, she'll say, I didn't say that. Straight bipolar. Straight bipolar. Was diagnosed with it. So ever since I caught that, she resented me. She had a lot of animosity towards me because I knew the truth.
There was a time when Remy Ma and Papoose weren't just a couple in hip-hop. They were the gold standard. In an industry that's built on bravado, betrayal, and short-lived relationships, theirs stood out like a rare gem. You couldn't talk about loyalty in rap without bringing up their names. They weren't flashy in the traditional sense, not a fairy tale in ball gowns and yachts, but their story was gritty, real, and rooted in something deeper than surface-level attraction. Their love wasn't built in the spotlight. It was forged in silence, during prison visits, late-night phone calls, and years of unwavering dedication. But now, that storybook image is crumbling, and fans are asking, what happened? The unraveling began quietly, first with silence, then with subtle shifts in public behavior, and finally with a viral video and Remy's now infamous response, I cheated on nobody, so I don't know what y'all talking about. With that line, the internet exploded. People were confused, disappointed, and shocked. But to understand how we got here, you have to start from the very beginning, from the Bronx streets to prison bars to red carpets. Because the real story of Remy Ma and Papoose is far more complex than a simple case of infidelity. Born Reminisce Smith on May 30, 1980, in the Castle Hill projects of the Bronx, Remy's early life was anything but easy. The oldest of several siblings, she quickly found herself stepping into a caretaker role while navigating a home environment riddled with addiction and instability. Writing became her outlet. Her poems, raw and honest, evolved into rap lyrics. And by her late teens, her talent had caught the attention of the legendary Big Pun. He was captivated by her intensity, her delivery, and her authenticity. He mentored her, and in 2000, she made her commercial debut on his posthumous album Yeah Baby. That appearance put her on the map and eventually led to her becoming a member of Fat Joe's Terror Squad. Remy was known for her sharp lyrical skills and fiery presence. She wasn't the typical female rapper. She was a force, holding her own with the best of them. But behind the bars and bravado was a woman who had endured more than most. Then came 2007, the year everything changed. On July 13, Remy turned herself into the NYPD after being accused of shooting her former friend, Makita Barnes-Joseph, following an argument over a missing $3,000. One bullet hit Makita in the torso. Surveillance footage showed no physical altercation, yet Makita pointed the finger at Remy. The story was all over the news. Remy denied the allegations, but the court wasn't convinced. In March 2008, she was convicted of assault, illegal weapon possession, and attempted coercion. The judge claimed that after shooting Makita, Remy allegedly searched her purse, didn't find the missing money, and fled the scene. Makita later filed an $80 million civil lawsuit. Remy was sentenced to 8 years at Bedford Hills Correctional Facility. She served 6 and was released in August 2014. During her incarceration, most people assumed her career was over, and many assumed her relationship would be too. After all, this wasn't just a few months behind bars. This was hard time. But then came Papoose. Born Chanel Mackie, Papoose was a rising lyricist from Brooklyn known for his encyclopedic flow and intense lyricism. While Remy was in prison, Papoose became her lifeline. He visited her regularly, every single day during her first year behind bars. Think about that. Bedford Hills Correctional Facility is about a 45-minute to 1-hour drive from the city, depending on traffic. For most people, visiting once a month would be a stretch, but Papoose made that drive daily. Remy has spoken about it herself. Yeah, Pab used to come see me literally every single day, so I was chilling. I had to tell him, yo, I'm good, I'm all right. That level of consistency is almost unheard of in any relationship, let alone in the music industry where temptation, distraction, and lifestyle often take precedence over commitment. And it wasn't just talk. Papoose tried to marry Remy in prison in 2008, but the wedding was abruptly canceled when Papoose was caught trying to sneak in a skeleton key, allegedly to unlock handcuffs. That bold move cost him 6 months of visitation privileges, but it didn't stop him. He remained committed, publicly and privately. When Remy was finally released in 2014, Papoose was right there. He didn't miss a beat. In 2016, they had a real wedding, no jumpsuits, no glass walls, no visitation hours. It was a celebration of everything they had endured. 2 years later, they welcomed their daughter, Reminisce. To the world, it looked like the ultimate comeback story. A couple that had survived prison, public scrutiny, and industry drama and still managed to come out stronger. They became reality TV staples, appearing on Love and Hip Hop, giving interviews about their devotion, and performing together on stage. They weren't flashy in the traditional sense. You didn't see them flaunting luxury vacations or designer bags every week. Their romance was rooted in depth. Papoose would constantly speak about honoring his wife. In one interview, he said, "If she disagrees with something, I have to absolutely take that into consideration before moving forward. I respect that, and it's my job to honor that." That kind of emotional maturity and partnership is rare in any relationship, let alone in the rap game. But as the years passed, subtle changes started to appear. In May 2019, Remy was once again in the headlines, this time for allegedly punching her Love and Hip Hop castmate Brittany Taylor. She turned herself in. It was a minor case that was eventually dismissed due to lack of evidence. But it painted a picture that drama was never too far from Remy. And with each incident, fans began to wonder how Papoose was handling everything behind the scenes. Then came Father's Day 2022, one of the earliest public signs that something was wrong. For years, Remy was known for publicly celebrating her husband. Heartfelt posts, dedications, captions about his loyalty. But that year, she posted nothing. Not a word. Meanwhile, Papoose posted a simple picture of himself with their kids, captioned, "Family is everything." It was a short post, but the subtext spoke volumes. Comments flooded in. Fans asked, "Where's Remy? Why didn't she post anything for you?" Some were blunt. "You married someone who was never really in love with you." For the fans who followed their journey, that silence was deafening. It wasn't just a missed post, it was symbolic of a shift. Something had changed, and they weren't hiding it anymore. Then came the scandal that cracked the internet wide open, a leaked video allegedly showing Remy Ma with another man. Details remain unconfirmed, but the rumors were fast, intense, and emotionally charged. For a couple that built their brand on loyalty, this was a direct hit. The narrative flipped almost overnight. Suddenly, Remy wasn't the resilient wife holding it down. She was the one being questioned. The internet wanted answers. Her response? Cool, collected, and brief. "I cheated on nobody, so I don't know what y'all talking about." No denial, no emotional appeal, just dismissal. It wasn't what fans expected. And for many, it wasn't enough. Papoose, for his part, went silent. No more posts. No more declarations of love. No responses to comments. Sources close to the couple claim he's done. Whether that's emotionally, physically, or legally, no one knows for sure. But the silence speaks. This isn't just a breakup. For fans, it feels like a betrayal, not just of each other, but of the ideal that they represented. Remy and Papoose were supposed to be different. They were supposed to be the real ones, the couple that could weather anything, and maybe, for a time, they really were. But relationships aren't built on history alone. They're built on continued care, respect, communication, and honesty. And when those things start to erode, even the strongest foundation can fall. Remy Ma and Papoose's story isn't just about love, it's about endurance. It's about how far someone will go for the person they love. It's about prison walls and wedding vows, about loyalty when no one's looking. And now it's about what happens when that loyalty is no longer reciprocated. Maybe they'll reconcile. Maybe this is just a rough chapter, but maybe it's the ending. And if it is, it's a heartbreaking one, not just for them, but for everyone who believed that their love was something different, something stronger. Because in a world of temporary fame and superficial relationships, we wanted to believe that Remy and Papoose were the real deal. Maybe they still are. Maybe they just got lost along the way. So now we ask you, what do you think really happened? Was this the result of years of pressure and quiet disconnect? Or just one bad decision that broke everything? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more deep dives into hip-hop culture, real stories, and everything the headlines don't tell you. Until next time, stay real.